So today we'll be talking about proxy servers. A proxy server is uh, it's a middle step uh, between between a computer and a LAN and a web server on the internet. All communications between the two passes through a proxy, allowing it to perform a number of tasks. Um, and Okay, so basically what happens is this proxy right here is acting as an intermediary between either the client or the server or vice versa. But everything has to go through the proxy, and it can do various things like speed enhancement and a myriad of things, which we'll go into in a minute. Alright, there are a number of uses for proxy servers, and the number one use for proxy server would have to be uh, anonymity, and what most people would say is for security. Another reason to use proxy server, or some more reasons to use proxy server, would be speed up access, to prevent downloading the same content multiple times, so it would save bandwidth, to log and audit usage, which means the employee internet would have usage reports, to scan transmitted content for malware before delivery, to scan outbound content except for data loss, access enhancement and restrictions, which would be like being able to ban certain websites or different things so that people cannot access them at work or at home for parental supervision or something. And then they also can be used to circumvent those security and parental controls. Um, there are three main types of proxy, um, and this first one is a forward proxy, and forward proxies are proxies with the client server names or the target server to connect. So as you can see, the proxy is connected to the LAN and or the Wi-Fi or whatever, and it's all internalized. So the proxy is like connected to the user, and it's not an online source. So basically, what it does is these are like a package deal, and then they connect to the internet. So like, there's no way of getting around the proxy that way. Um, and forward proxy is a general description, and it can be ambiguous, and um, and it's just used as a more of a package deal. Open proxies are like what you see here, which are more is a forwarding proxy server that is accessible by any internet using. There's hundreds of thousands of these worldwide. These are probably the most common, and these are where you get the most anonymous proxies. Um, there's a varying degree of anonymity because there's like there's a lot of there's a lot of methods to be used that can trick the computer into knowing you're using a proxy. So like, since there's so many of them and none of them or a lot of them are really good, it can sometimes be really easy for the computer to understand it's a proxy, and then your anonymity is lost. And this is the last type of the last main type of the three, and this is a reverse proxy. And this is the proxy that is attached to the web server, and basically what it is a proxy server that appears to the clients to be an ordinary server. A requests are forwarded to one or more origin servers which handle requests. The response is returned as it came directly from the web server. Reverse proxies are installed in the neighborhood of one or more web servers. All traffic coming from the internet with the destination of one or more neighborhoods web servers going through the proxy server. The use of reverse originates in its counterpart forward proxy, since the reverse proxy sits closer to the web server and the server is only a restricted set of websites. So basically what that means is that so you're connecting, you're going onto your internet, and then the internet's like coming over here, and it has a proxy with the web server. So like, everything that's here is already protected, and it's the most common, or not the most common, but it's a very large, like, it's a lot. This is the most common, second most common, least common. So one problem proxies can be that you get really bad bandwidth usage. There are many things to try and supplement your bandwidth or make it so your internet's faster, but a lot of times it still makes it so that it's really slow, and that it's not capable of going as fast as you'd like it to go. Okay, now we can talk about caching. There are three main things that proxy servers are considered to be able to do: caching, uh, filtering, and logging. And basically, what caching is the process used to speed up activities such as web browsing. Proxy servers have kept commonly requested materials such as a web page stored in areas called a cache. So basically, like what you see here is the cache, and so like say like there's a website that like half the world goes to. It's Google or whatever. Instead of having that web page being loaded every time, they kind of just keep a copy of it right there, and it'll refresh every once in a while. It's not like Google. It's files that are requested often, and so that it will slow it'll make it so that it can be faster to use instead of you having to refresh it and go through it every time. Um, Filtering is the process of using a web server or a proxy server to provide administrative control over the content that may be relayed in one or both directions through the proxy. Pretty much it means that the person who is in charge of the internet at your work or your school is in charge of what can go through of it, and so pretty much like blue coding or any type of security features used with the proxy to cover it. And then there is logging, and that's used to eavesdrop upon the data flow between the client machines and the web. All content that is sent through, including passwords and cookies, is passed through the proxy, can be caught, and you can see it all and just use it. And those are pretty much the three main functions of the proxy. One of the most popular proxies for anonymity is called Tor, and this is what some versions of Tor look like. And Tor is used to have some more anonymity for client software rights through internet trafficking. Basically, it's just a more secure way of being able to browse the web, and it's just a different server to go through. And these are some other really popular proxies: Apache, Internet Information Services, Ningix, and Proxy, Squid, Varnish, and Wingate. And yeah, that's about it.